Hello, my name is Sophie Le Tetour. I'm working at the CNC in France, the National Center for the Cinema.
Hello, Jean-Baptiste Garnero, same job as Sophie at CNC, French Film Archive.
Alexeyev was a Russian engraver exiled in France after the revolution. He decided in the early 30s to animate, to give movement to this through his engraving. At this time he met Claire Parker. She was a young American. She was a student, engineer from a wealthy family, and she also studied art in Vienna, and she began to work with him on his engraving. Both of them decided to create this tool, this instrument to make the first film called The Night on Bad Mountain.
They definitely wanted to translate or transpose this engraving to cinema, and in the 30s the sound appeared in cinema, and it was the good moment, the good excuse to make some engravings, animating engravings in cinema with the support of the music. Alexeyev and Claire Parker spent their life to illustrate music. It's a good meeting, the good mix between music and animated films.
Also, we have been working for 15 years, but it is a very long story between CNC and Alexeyev and Parker and the Pinscreen. In the 70s, they decided to put all their films to the archive at the CNC to preserve them. After that, Alexeyev decided to give all his studio to the CNC. So here began our story.
In the year 2000, when actually CNC decided to restore this Pinscreen gave by Alexeyev. So the first Pinscreen, the historical ones, the second also made a few years after, and Jacques Drouin, this famous guy from János Film Board, who was alone to practice Pinscreen technique for over 20 years, came to Bois d'Arcy, to France, to see us and work on this Pinscreen. We met him. We rediscover all this work also, and a few years after, the latest Pinscreen made by Alexeyev and Claire Parker was sold by the family, and then we convinced CNC to buy it because we knew that this Pinscreen was able to work again for new production and new generation.
It was a really collaboration with NFB, with Jacques Drouin, with Michel Lemieux, who learned a lot about the technique and give us things to make it work again and to clean it, and all that we know is from them. And also it's a question of practice. Years after years, we became better to use it.
When we finished to learn enough to know how to practice ourselves or preserve ourselves and curate ourselves this Pinscreen, we've never been able to make a film by ourselves because we are not artists, but it's not the point. The deal with the CNC is that if we CNC buy this Pinscreen, this is because this Pinscreen is going back to production. A couple of years after our training and our final training, in fact, we decided to organize a workshop with Michel Lemieux. And so we asked some people, we send a message on the net. We've done a call for application, and so we choose 8 film directors, 8 artists to try the technique of the Pinscreen. We were expecting only 1 or 2 survivors with this technique because it's very hard to animate. And in fact, all the 8 artists fell in love with this technique.
This is really an opportunity with this new generation of Pinscreen because it can democratize the technique. There is, I don't know, maybe 10 new films made on the Pinscreen. So it's not a new way to create because it's an old technique, but it's really a way that they want to use. So we are very happy.
People should definitely come to see the exhibition and the Pinscreen Retrospective, because this instrument and all the stories around are made by real people, by hands, and with no computers, and just with a brain, love, soul, and it's maybe the most important that we have again today.
Joli, joli, joli.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.